Alright, it is Coaster Club here, and we are finishing the last day of the weekend at the all-new Nickelodeon universe inside the American Dream Mall. We will see you in there. Thank God we already bought tickets. Alright, so we have our tickets. Time to make our way in. So far, impressed initially. First ride of the day, the world's tallest and fastest free spinning roller coaster, the Shudder. You ready? Yeah. So not a bad ride, better than Turbulence, better than the Pandemonium clones, not better than Time Traveler though. Still the second best spinning coaster, I think. The overbanks are incredible, great hang time on that, but that's about the only real intense or real forceful moment on the ride. Other than that, it's just decent family fun. I was happy Bean was able to ride. But other than that one highlight, just good family fun. We're going to re-ride this a few times and then go hit Shredder about as many times as we can. So after our fifth ride, a much better ride than I initially thought. If you can do the Pandemonium trick where you get two riders on one side and one on the other, it gets much more intense. The helixes especially, the airtime hills aren't for naught. You actually do get the weirdest little pops of floater airtime I've ever felt. But not at all a bad ride. Definitely the second best and the best free spinning roller coaster I've ever ridden. Now for the gem of this park, the world's steepest roller coaster, the Gerstlauer Eurofighter Shellraiser. No line whatsoever. After hang time and Monster, I have extremely high expectations for this. It looks incredible. So initial thoughts, not as good as Monster. I think Monster is still the superior Gerstlauer ride. Although it's a infinity coaster, not a Eurofighter. The elements are just so much more intense. The pacing is better. The Heartline roll is incredible. It's almost like the effect that a JoJo roll has. The launch is forceful. I don't think I've ever experienced a Gerstlauer launch like that before. The hang times for the inversions is decent. It's not as great as it is on Monster. You don't stall like you do on Monster. But the drop is absolutely the highlight of the ride. Stalling up there, you see the entire skyline of New York, just everything in front of you. Absolutely incredible, awesome view. The ejector on the drop is great. It's not top tier, but it's pretty darn great. All in all, about an 8 out of 10, a great new Gerstlauer ride, one of the better rides that are new for 2019, but definitely not the best product by Gerstlauer out there, I think.
Thanks for helping the turtles.
So one thing I've noticed in both Nickelodeon universes so far is they have not been busy whatsoever. We've only been here about 2 hours. We've been able to marathon Shredder 7 times, Shellraiser 6 times. After about 4 rides on Shellraiser front row, it's definitely a front row ride. The wind in your face, the hang time's much better. In my opinion, even that pop of ejector you get is even better. Definitely the drop front row, that perfect view of the skyline, the perfect drop, everything like that. Much better for that. Front left row, I think, has been my favorite seat so far, but definitely a much better opinion on the ride. Still not better than Monster, in my opinion. But we're gonna marathon that a few more times, and then probably head on out of here. We've got time restraints, got to be out of here about 3:30. It's a 12-hour drive back to Louisville, so. I didn't realize really the layout at first, but this looks like a archaic kind of Intamin skyrocket. Their approach on a skyrocket too. I'll be excited when it finally opens. I'll be back for it then for sure. Probably about the time we ride New Jersey Devil. Alright, and that is a wrap from American Dream. And as far as general impressions, it's pretty incredible. Extremely 180 from Mall of America. Completely different park. I don't know if it's a different group behind it or what, but it's so different and innovative. First off, they are so polite, like beyond polite. Polite enough for me as an enthusiast who's only worried about the rides to notice the hospitality. Secondly, they have different bins for recycling and stuff like that, which I thought was really neat. All sorts of different, it's just completely different from your average run-of-the-mill amusement park, but in a great way. As far as the rides, we were here only 3 hours and got 8 rides in on Shredder with Bean and 8 rides ourselves on Shellraiser. Shellraiser, bad rattle for it being brand new. I don't quite get that, but aside from that, the more I rode it, the more I loved it. It's so diverse, so many different elements. The launch, the almost JoJo roll type Heartline roll to start off, the great little pop of ejector that you get transitioning into that lift hill. The most spectacular, one of the most spectacular views I've ever seen on a roller coaster, being the New York skyline at the top of the 141-foot drop. Just the pacing is great, not top tier like Monster, but great. All around, a very good ride. We'll be back once they open the water park, once they open Sandy's Bronco, get a full day in, get night rides, see what it's like to experience that skyline lit up at night. But until then, we have Kings Island for Winterfest next weekend, and until then, ride on.